and it cleans it up from a historical perspective. What? What are you going to say? How could it be? What's the explanation? Not only it corrects the incest of Lot and the shirk, which is the polytheism of Aaron, and the racism and this and that and all that there. And Noah was apparently naked in front of his sons, and all of this stuff, it cleans it up. You will not find the Prophet being described in that way in the Quran. You will not find the Prophet being described in that way in the Quran. It cleans that up theologically. So it cleans that up theologically. It cleans that up historically. It even cleans up your contradictions of the Bible. The book of Genesis says on the first day God created the day and the night. The first book of the, open up the Bible, the first page of the Bible has a contradiction. First page. What are you talking to me about? The first page says that on the first day God created the night and the day. But on the fourth day God created the sun. How can you have a night and day without the sun, you know? This is the first day, mate. This is the Bible. How can you have night and day without the sun? It's so bad that even Origin of Alexandria, in his book The First Principles, even he said this is a contradiction. He admitted it's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. The Midrashim, check out the Midrashim. They say it's a contradiction. It even contradicts a verse in Isaiah, which indicates that it was. Look, I mean, with all due respect, you're not in a position to talk to us about Islam. Clearly, you're wrong. Clearly, your religion is not fully correct. There are definitely things which are correct in this book. There are definitely good things in this book. We respect this book. We would not desecrate this book. We would not. It's haram. Although there is a difference of opinion. I have to be honest. Like, for example, those verses that we said about the prophets, if you put them in a pit and burn them, that's fine. It's good. If you get that verse in Ezekiel where it says the big dick that this guy, the guy had, sorry to say, this is what the Bible says. Might as well translate it as big dick. He had big dick. Like a donkey. That's what, might as well just translate it as it comes along. And she lusted over his big dick. Like a donkey. Might as well take that out, man. I know I keep saying that. My man, Incest Shamoun. My man, Incest Shamoun's going to get a bit upset. 3-inch Shamoun, 3-incher. I'm sorry to say. I know now why he doesn't want to come. He wants to talk big. Yeah? He wants to talk big behind the screen like a little coward, little fat coward. With his Bruce Lee t-shirt, talking big. Now, if you ever want to debate me again, you now have to. I was going to say fight. That's out of the question. He wouldn't fight a thing. Only his wife. Only his wife.
You should fight the plumber.
Maybe, yeah. Why didn't you fight the plumber? It's true. No. Why do you? If it's true that the guy had sex with your wife, yeah. Why didn't you fight the plumber? Why didn't you fight him? Huh? Why didn't you fight him? You didn't want to come and ask a specialist about the Quranic, so-called the Islamic dilemma, this and that, which we found out is actually what the Christian conundrum. You don't want to consult a specialist. But according to you, your wife consulted a backshot specialist. Plumber. Backshot specialist. This is what she consulted. This is what she consulted. He's testing out his pipes, is he? The plumber was testing out his pipes on her. Is that what he was doing? Is that what he was doing to your wife? Were you watching him? Huh? Were you watching him? Let's be honest. Sorry to say. Were you watching him? Since you like to talk about the Prophet and you like to talk about Aisha and you like to talk about the mothers of the believers, were you watching your wife get ravished by the plumber or not? Were you watching it? Were you sitting there in the corner like Destiny? I don't know why I keep speaking to cucks and this and that. All these guys, can you imagine? They're so big behind the screen, you know? They're so big behind the screen. Destiny, this and that. I saw a video of him and Sneeko. See how hyped up he's getting, so big. As soon as I saw him in real life, he's a mouse. He was a mouse. He was a mouse. Anti-Islam people behind the screen. Big, big, big talk. Strong, 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 strong. You're a mouse. You're nothing.
After today, he needs to quit.
I think his career is done. The fact that he didn't show up today, and I've given him all the, you're done. You're finished. Don't come on PBD. Oh, would you debate Mohammed Hijab? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely, I debate him.
Remind the people that have come on late that he's accepted the debate. The debate was agreed. However,
He accepted the debate. The debate was agreed, and he accepted it on his post. And he said, I'm traveling. He said it to, what's his name? Christianity. Oh, excuse. Oh, I gave you a deadline. I'm not here to waste time. You've already backed out a couple of debates. You're a coward. No one's going to believe that you, I was ready. I was ready for hijab, Shut your mouth. You weren't ready for nothing. You weren't ready for nothing. And Grapist Wood needs to be reported by the police. I know there are going to be people watching this in the United States. Find out what state he's in. Say this guy made a confession that he raped someone. He sexually assaulted a 13-year-old. Isn't that illegal? And you guys knew about each other's grape, yeah? You guys knew, so he knew that he raped his wife, and you raped the 13-year-old or the 15, and you didn't say nothing. So you're a grooming gang. You're a grooming gang. You're a grooming gang. If it was me and Ali Dawa, that's it, grooming gang. Yeah? If it was me and there's a grooming gang, that would be on a front page newspaper. So you are a grooming gang. You stayed quiet at the abuse of abused women. Don't ever come to us, Don't ever come to us, You're not in a position of that. He's in Texas. No, they're coming. I'm sorry, but vile. With him, you have to. You have to. You have to. Yeah? Don't ever come like that online again. You're done now. Come here. Say, no logic is life. Why you come here? Come here. Look, honestly, who needs who more? Let's be objective about it. From any metric, there's no reason for me to go on your live, mate. I ain't going on your live. You come here. You can go live simultaneously. I've got the bigger platform. I've got the bigger... Actually, I can't go there. I can't go there. I got, I got what it takes. Come here, man. Come here. Don't worry, I won't harm you. I can't harm you. I'm thousands and thousands of miles away. Huh? Come! What is this, guys? What is this? What is this cowardice? He said I'm traveling. Traveling? Traveling what? Traveling where? Traveling why? Traveling when?
Traveling how?
Traveling how? He's traveling 48 hours. It's a 48-hour travel going around the globe, maybe he is. do you know what is it? What is this? Why are people, the anti-Muslim, they're not Christians. They're not representing Christianity. They represent anti-Muslim Christians. Just like there's anti-Muslim Jews and anti-Muslim. The anti-Muslim Christians online, yeah, debate Sam Shamoun. Debate Sam Shamoun. Debate Sam Shamoun. You can't ask me to do that anymore. And I won't do it because you know what? I'm not going to waste my time here. Yeah. Not going to waste my time. Not going to waste my time with a guy that's not going to come. You coward. Sam Shamoun, you come. We'll give it another 10 minutes. If he doesn't come, he doesn't come. If he doesn't come, he doesn't come. And what's his name? They're saying you're supposed to come on their live. Come on, man. Get out of here, mate. With Sam Shamoun, I would have gone in their live. I had no problem. He ran away. Come on my live. Come on. You can go on my live and your live at the same time. What's the contradiction? We can both go live. We can both go live. We can both go live. Come. Why are you scared? Let me put. Actually, I was talking about Orthodox Muslim. Let me put him on. Yeah, let's speak to him because he. Where is he? Can you find it?
He's not here.
Let's talk to him. He's a good guy, you know, this guy.
Because I put it on the screen. I didn't get the link. I put it on the screen. I said, "Give me this link."
Yeah, he's a good guy. MashaAllah, he's done a great job. Is Libiano? Where's Libiano? Can you see him anywhere? Huh? There's a guy with a picture of me there on the thing. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Also, yeah, come on. How are
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
you watching their one as well?
Yeah, I was just taking a look, man. I don't know. I don't know why they opened up their own live stream. I was.
Your volume is low, Libiano. Can you turn it up a bit, please?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, but is it low for you guys as well? Yeah, turn it up a bit if you can.
Turn my. Oh wait.
It's better. It's a bit make it if you can make it a bit higher. Yeah.
I'm just on my phone right now. I'm not sure why.
That's fine.
Yeah,
he is audible. Yeah, they said he is audible.
Yeah.
Guys, before you start, I want to say this, brother. I've spoken to him and Dean Dawa. If Dean Dawa is available, come on as well, please, if you can. I should have mentioned that to him.
I think Dean is. It's very early. It's Fajr time in Australia.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, I sent him something. He didn't come. These two guys, mashallah, I spoke to them for the last 2 days. And I actually am very impressed. I don't usually say this or praise people. I'm only doing this for the sake of the dawah, honestly. I feel like you guys have got, mashallah, excellent arguments. Yeah, and research skills. And you are able to give me information with this particular argumentation, which I really benefited from. It's only right if I mention this to you. You know, I really think that the community should get behind you, bro. I really, really think so. And I think that, mashallah, you and Dean and others that are up and coming, yeah, that I really want. What's your channel called for people to know what you're talking about?
The Orthodox Muslim on YouTube.
Orthodox Muslim. And the Dean one is called Dean Dawa.
Dean
yeah?
Response.
Dean Response. So these two channels, guys, wallahi, mashallah, these guys are doing a brilliant job. Yeah. Excellent job. And you've had debates, isn't it? I've seen some of your debates on the street, and they're very interesting debates, very good debates. So you can watch their debates. You know, it's enjoyable. I don't usually watch that, but honestly, it's fantastic. So let's get started, brother. What were they saying over there?
Yeah, so he was just debating random callers on the Islamic dilemma, right? So here's the thing with Avery, right? Avery, he knows the Islamic dilemma doesn't work, and apparently it's the best Christian argument, and they keep arguing about this verse. Does it mean a corruption of interpretation? Does 279 mean they wrote new books, or does it mean they corrupted the Torah? But the point is, they know that when it comes to how the Quranic author interacts with the material found in the Torah and the Gospel, there's no way out of it. They admit it themselves.
Yes.
Orientalists admit it. For example, what you mentioned earlier regarding the prophecy of Joseph, that his brothers and his mom and his father will bow down before him, right? Gabriel Reynolds, who's an Orientalist, anti-Islam, I would say, he says in his book, he says about this in his book, that Muhammad saw, alayhi salam, he saw that the Bible does not have this prophecy fulfilled, therefore he edits it to have it fulfilled, right? So therefore, even Orientalists can't deny that the author is interacting with this material and consciously editing the material, correcting, in his perspective, whoever the author is. He's correcting this material, therefore he can't possibly be absolutely confirming the Torah and the Gospel. Avery knows this. That's why not Avery, not Sam, not David Wood, not Apus, none of those guys who talk about the Islamic dilemma over and over again, none of them are actually going to come on the stage and talk about it.
About as well, yeah?
Sorry.
Does Apus talk about this thing as well?
Yes, yeah, I think I've heard him talk about it before. Yeah, yeah, all of them,
Okay.
all of them talk. It's ridiculous, man. It's the best Christian argument, but they don't actually want to debate it. They don't want to debate it. That's the problem, right? So Avery
Yeah,
could have come here and talked about it. This was his perfect opportunity to come and show up and talk about the Islamic dilemma. But
you're
no, he's
absolutely
talking to
right, bro.
random
It's the
Muslims.
perfect opportunity. There's no excuse. They can go live simultaneously with us. We'll give them the link. They can go live. You can go live together. You can go. What's the problem? Look, at the end of the day, you know, I'm sorry to put it this way, but these guys do not have enough skin in the game to be putting things in their conditions. You know,
Yeah.
come to my channel. Who are you? Like, you are not in a position where we're gonna come to your channel. Like, who are you? If you say, okay, we're gonna, what do you call it? Share it, you go live and we go live, fine, come, we'll share it. In the beginning, I was talking to Capturing Christianity, and I said to him, he said he wanted to moderate the debate with me and Sam Shamoun. I said, fine, no problem. Just like he did with Craig. I said, no problem. He said, okay, this is the structure. I said, no problem. I said, this and that. I said, this is the deadline time, so long as you can make that. And then I said, okay, can he make Tuesday, which is today? He said, oh, he can't make Tuesday. What?
Yeah.
What? Can you make Monday? He can't make Monday. You saw. I sent you the communications.
Yeah.
The guy. He said he's traveling on Monday and Tuesday. I don't know what country you would need that much travel, especially with a guy that you've been calling out that much.
Right.
He's been calling me out. Sam's been mentioning my name. You know, I'm right here. And honestly, now I'm saying it publicly. He will not get a chance. He will not get a chance to debate me until he debates you. Until he debates you. That's how I'm saying it now.
I don't know if you could read, right? Wait, let me just.
All right.
These are the emails, right? See, I sent them. This was back in Friday, April 4th.
This year.
Okay. I sent him an email, and I also did on my community post. So, peace be upon those who follow the guidance. I won't introduce myself because you already know who I am. This is a formal debate challenge, so your fanboys can see that you're a scam of an apologist. I gave him, or the anti-Nicene Fathers Trinitarians, Trinity versus Tawheed. We could do it.
He won't do that. He said it himself on the PBD podcast. He would only debate this dilemma. But you don't mind debating this dilemma, do you?
No. So this is the first challenge. I sent him another one later for the dilemma, all of them, right? But look what he responded, right? Look what he says. Stone liquor. You make. I don't even want to mention this. Now instead of barking like, you see this? You see this?
Yeah. That's why I had to go hard on him. That's why people don't realize who this guy is. He's a very violent individual. That's why I went harder. Like I'm telling you, he saw your content. He understood, because I spoke to you. I have just interacted with you and Dean for the last couple of days. I heard your arguments. You know, I found it thoroughly convincing to anybody, a neutral. Look, this stuff is not academic. People don't realize this. They would never be able to get any academic clout on this. If they published an article in some religious thing, it probably wouldn't even be acceptable. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's why no academic takes it seriously.
No. We're not gonna give them nothing, bro. Come here, bro. Is it £5,000? You think I need £5,000? Get out of here, man. I don't need no money from anybody. Yeah, I already got an £850,000 bill. I got £850,000 bill from what do you call it? Douglas Murray Solicitors or something. I'm trying to figure out what to do next with that one. What's £5,000 going to do to me? What's it going to do for me? What's it going to do for me? Tell me. Yeah, I got already £850,000 I have to pay apparently. Yeah, how am I going to pay that anyway? Yeah, so look, we're not here. Look, you guys can, you know, even if it was 50,000, even if it was 100,000, I'm not going to degrade myself to come here. You come here. You know that it's valuable. That's how much you know it's valuable. That's why you're offering me money. I'm saying you can go live. Come here. Orthodox is here. Orthodox is ready. Orthodox is ready. Orthodox, are you ready?
I'm born ready, man.
Born ready.
Anytime.
Born ready. Unlike 3-inch Shamoun, he ain't gonna come, is he? Shamoun.
No way. Listen,
I'm telling you. So his guys now have to that's it. They have to give up. His guys, number one, the guy is a rapist. Am I right, Orthodox? He's a rapist.
Not only is he a rapist, but he's mentally sick. He's lost his
Yes.
mind. I mean, you should see how he talks in front of his daughters on live stream. I swear
No
to
way.
God. His
No
daughter
way.
is beside him on his daughter, his little small daughter. I don't know how old she is.
Really?
Yeah. She's in front of him on live stream, and somebody comes up and he starts talking about your Shia whore mother and stuff like that. Like, bro, come on, bro, your daughter is right there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he's trying to maybe he's trying to make a move on it. Honestly, this is what David
I wouldn't be
Wood said.
surprised, man.
Yeah, David Wood said he's trying to make a move on his own daughters. That's what he accused him for. Why would a friend of yours say that? Why would he say he's incestuous? He desires his own daughters. Why would he say that? And then now you've got this. This is, subhanAllah, every accusation is a confession. They attack the Prophet with vehemency and vigor. If this is the person that's going to attack the Prophet in this way, you know that they're just talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves, and they're trying to use Islam and the Prophet of Islam as a convenient psychological projection scapegoat. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're incestuous. They deal with the 13-year-olds. They have sex with the anal. They do this. They admit it. The guy, Apus, was telling him. I saw the video. Apus was telling Grapus Wood, don't do it. Don't tell him. Hey, he's like, dude, whatever. I don't know what he said. He said, don't do it.
No, he said, dude, like, stop.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're exposing yourself.
Yeah.
Also, you forgot to mention David Wood, as his own lips are confessing against himself. You know what David Wood says? He says she's 13, but she had, excuse my language, that's what he said. I'm just quoting him. She had big boobs, so it was he felt fine to do it. Can you believe it?
So then surely, so what's his criticism against Islam then? If that's what he's saying, what's his criticism? He hasn't got a historical argument.
Libyan, let me know if this is right or wrong, yeah? Do you think the reason, look, if you think about it logically, it doesn't follow that for him to come out and confess this. I think he knows that Shamoun knew and he preempted it. Do you think that's maybe that? Because if you think about it, if you think about it, he's done this long time ago.
Yes, exactly.
He's never come out with it. Why now? You know what that means? That means they both know each other's secret. David Wood knows that he raped his wife, that he beats his wife, that he's trying to sodomize his children. So what happened is he thought, you know what, this is gonna come from Shamoun, let it come from me. Yes. So I think that's what happened. And you know what's so sick? That means, bro, imagine, imagine I know you do something haram and I do something haram, but we're like, no, we got each other's back because because of dawah, whatever it is, bro, it's crazy. This is how filthy and dirty they are behind the scenes. And
incest against their own
daughter, bro.
This is the highest. This is the worst thing you can imagine. This is the worst thing. How can you guys talk about, bro? It's done. You're finished. It's done. You are absolutely disqualified. Do you know? Let me tell you something. Yeah. If there's a Christian, because Christians are good people, some of them, and the Quran says, look, we have no problem with Christians. Christians are a third of the world. What we're going to say about Christians? Christians are good people. Some of them. Yeah. The Quran even affirms we don't have any. We're not anti-Christian. Yeah. There's no chance. We're not anti-Christian. We've got family members that are Christian. We've got friends. We're interacting with Christians all the time. Yeah. It's not about Christian. You're anti-Muslim apologist. That's what you are. Anti-Islam apologist. Exactly. Now, if your anti-Islam apologist friends on the comment section are now like cheering you on and go on Grapus Wood and go on Shamoun. Yeah. You are cheering on a person who has admitted and confessed
self-confession
that he raped up a 13-year-old or 15-year-old, whatever it is.
So it's not even an accusation. It's not even, we can say, you know what, because we don't do accusations. He said, she said, listen, self-confession, even at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the man had to come and self-confess of the crime he done. Exactly. But if there was any speculation, the Prophet would not do nothing about it. Exactly. But when it's how could you confess? And so much so the Prophet ﷺ moved away. So you can see clearly how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala humiliated these people, and no logic, flipping Mr. Triangle Square guy, okay? You flipping clown. You are there, you're watching this, you're a flipping clown, Are you gonna speak out against them? Are you gonna dissociate yourself from them? Yes? Rape a 13-year-old. Yes? Beating his wife, raping his wife. Yeah, what happened to Christian morality, which you had none anyway? You
apparently battered her so badly that she sent pictures and was begging for help, bro. And they didn't help her.
You know what's so sick?
They didn't help her,
bro. David Wood and his wife knew about this information and still associated themselves, bro. if I am working with someone that I know done this, but I'll say, listen, I am free from this person. I'm not going to go into detail. I am free. You guys were working together. You went to Sheikh Uthman Farouk together, holding hands. Yes, you were friends.
No, they admit it.
Knowing that he raped his wife and used to beat her black and blue. You coward. You know what's funny, bro?
No, but bro, they should. This is. I don't think the guys understand how. The implications of this. In the United States, having sex with a 13-year-old is completely illegal. It's considered to be pedophilia. Yeah, that's in the United States. Yeah. Not only that, he admitted that it's what do you call it? Without consent. Yeah. In one of the instances, he admitted without consent. So this guy has confessed that he's raped somebody, and yet the police have not visited him, which means the girl that she probably. Or the woman or whatever she like probably 25-year-old now, 26, 27. I don't know how old she is.
God knows what trauma he put her through.
No, but let's just say for the sake of argument, the girl, the woman, wherever she is and wherever she is, she's out there, and she might be abused. She might feel like she's been like she cannot come out and say anything about it. Yeah. The police have a job to do. The police have a job. Do you know what the job is? They have to force a confession out of this guy. They have to go and say, who is that person that you dealt with? That's their job. If they leave him, we had Sami Hamdi being locked up for no reason in America. And then you got Grapus Wood admitting in front of millions of people that I raped somebody. And the police in the United States of America do nothing about it. They should have, if it was me or you, what? The police will be on our door 1 hour. 1 hour. Come, let's interrogate the front page newspapers. What is this, man?
Not only that, check it out. Because Apus, the subhuman, he's been talking about the Prophet for a long time, right? He's been around for a long time. He gets caught with an Israeli girlfriend while on his trip to Israel, cheating on his wife. And then it doesn't stop there. His wife basically breaks up with him online on Twitter, and she gets a marriage proposal from another guy, and she accepts.
Bro,
he can't claim he's doing polygamy.
Bro, listen, can I tell you something, bro? No woman who has eyes will marry him. It was so much so Zionists had to give him a handler. You know a handler? That's his handler. Zionists are known for this. They give you these partners, etc., to keep you in check. Let me tell you something. They probably said, "Who's going to make this great sacrifice for the state of Israel?" And she probably said, "My love for my land is greater than this." Look at his face. I'm telling you, bro. Wallahi, I believe that woman said,
She was doing this.
Bro, I promise you, if they went to a woman who cannot see, she would say, "You know what? I sense his disgusting face." Yeah, they found this woman, and let me tell you something. It's impossible, bro. You haven't seen the way he's dragging her. Bro, he's like pulling her. Yeah, wallahi, how Allah humiliated. Let me say something. I do not know a woman who has eyes will marry this guy. Impossible. The fact is a Zionist makes perfect sense. You know why? Because for them, actually, they'll do anything for Zionism. Alhamdulillah. What a coward. What a disgusting man. Well, how Allah humiliated.
No, but the thing is, Akhi, that all of these guys, have you not noticed? I'm telling you, Akhi, subhanallah, all these guys, after you debate them, they have traumatic.
Of course they
are. Yeah. Grapus Wood, from what I've heard, and I've seen some of it, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some of it, but it's so long. He does 3-hour streams about me every month, bro. Okay. Every month.
Do you know what he did then?
Every month for years he's doing it. That's
bro. He's traumatized, bro. It's like a bitter egg.
Worse than that.
It's worse than that.
Worse than that.
Worse than that.
Worse than that.
No logic. Where are you? You coward. £5,000. You just proved how valuable £5,000.
Is that all you can afford?
You coward.
That's peanuts, brother.
You're a coward.
That's peanuts. Give me some more.
Come here, let's slap you intellectually. Come. Yeah. Remember when he came to my dial table, how he was, lost your composure. Yeah, you coward. Come here.
Saw him, isn't it?
Bro, I like. But when I saw him, he looked like he saw a ghost.
I saw him get destroyed by a passerby.
Bro, everyone.
I saw some black brother.
Yeah.
Because about what? See that Orthodox?
Because it's God or knowing. Yeah, it's God or knowing.
It was an African guy.
Yeah.
He came in. He's not a debate professional, this and that.
Bro,
he said, okay, well, I can't know the story.
No, he said it's God or knowing. He goes, Jesus don't know it. He goes, what do they talk about? he goes about what?
And he couldn't even answer it.
But that was hilarious.
Hello, guys. It's been very enjoyable stream. Anything you want to add to the so-called dilemma, the Christian conundrum? Do you anything want to add to the Christian conundrum, bro?
Yeah, I do want to add something.
Yeah.
So the Islamic dilemma, you know how you said إطلاق الكل على الجزء earlier? Yeah. So how you can refer to something in total, but really intend parts of it, right? So in Matthew chapter 23, you know, this is actually backfires, right? Matthew chapter 23, Jesus says, right?
Yes.
He says that the Pharisees and the teachers of the law sit on the seat of Moses. Now in Exodus and Deuteronomy, the seat of Moses is where Moses would sit and interpret the Torah and teach the Torah.
I've got it here. Look, then
judgment.
Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you.
Everything they tell you. So check this out, right? Jesus says that the Pharisees sit on the authoritative seat of interpretation, and that we ought to do everything the Pharisees teach. Now, the issue is, when you look at the Pharisaic teachings from the first century, from sources like Josephus, from rabbinic sources that are preserved by the early church fathers, which I have a live stream on later today, right? The early church used rabbinic sources like it was authoritative, right? And within the Gospels themselves, Jesus, he says that some of the Pharisees' teachings are made up and are not to be followed. So now you have the Christian dilemma. Jesus said, follow everything they tell you. It's even more explicit in the Quran. The Quran says it confirms the Torah and the Gospel. Jesus says, follow everything they tell you.
Yeah.
So if you are to follow everything the Pharisees teach, then Jesus is a false prophet.
And if you look at the commentaries, they'll say, well, how comes then, for example, Jesus contradicts the law, for instance, that, the slap, the eye for an eye, the slap, one cheek can give the other, wherever it may be.
Right. Not only that, there's a more explicit thing in regards to this. Jesus, according to them, abrogates the laws of divorce. Right? He says,
exactly.
In the time of Moses, you could divorce, give a certificate of divorce, etc. But now, if you marry a divorcee, you commit adultery, and you make her commit adultery.
So she was stoned at April's.
Right. You know what contemporary commentators and ancient commentators say on this? Check pulpit commentary, check Gill's exposition, check any commentary. You know what they say?
Yeah.
They say, oh no, what Jesus was saying, only parts of the Pharisees' teachings.
Aha!
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You see?
Oh yeah. So you're allowed to do that one, aren't you?
Right.
You're allowed to do that one, huh?
They don't have a problem with general or partial confirmation. But when it comes to the Quran,
They understand it.
Exactly. So
there's the key verse as well. I mean, maybe it can play into with Matthew 23. But the other verse, which is very common, oft repeated, which is that I have not come to do away the law and the prophets. I've come to affirm them.
Yeah.
But obviously, they'll say, "Oh, there's exceptions to the rule, though, isn't it?"
Right.
Okay. So if you accept this thing here, right, for yourselves, then you cannot come and tell us, "Oh, this, that, and
That's
the
true, because the Quran hasn't come to abolish it, but affirm the parts that are true.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Matthew 23 is more explicit because it doesn't just mention the law; it mentions the Pharisaic interpretation of the law. It's more specific. It echoes Deuteronomy because in Deuteronomy Moses says, if you're in doubt or if you have a dispute when it comes to legal rulings, go to the Sanhedrin, go to the Levites, go to the teachers who are in authority, and whatever they instruct you, that do and observe. Do not disobey them. Jesus reiterates the same thing. It's as if he's quoting Deuteronomy. And he says, the Pharisees, who are the interpretive, body, Josephus says that the majority of the Jews were Pharisees in the first century. You have the small Sadducees, who are the elites and the rich, who controlled the temple, had no relations with the Romans, right? But these Pharisees, we know what they believed, we know what they taught, and it's not Christian. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
So Jesus confirms what the Pharisees believed. But
okay, so now let me ask you this before we
before
we end the stream. Let me ask you a couple questions. Then we've kind of gone through the main arguments, so let's repeat them. We said the main arguments is that that's not a general confirmation to all the biblical text.
Yeah.
That it's when it says, for example, Torah and Injil is talking about those aspects which have been preserved. Then we talked about totem pro parte, which is itlaq al-khul al-juz. We talked about the examples in the Quran. We talked about the linguistic aspects. And then the main thrust of the argument, we said that there's conscious corrections, okay? And that we've gave maybe about 4 or 5 examples of the conscious corrections of the Quran to the biblical text. The author of the Quran was aware of what was in the biblical text, and then he consciously corrected. For example, in chapter 50, وَمَا مَسَّنَا مِن لُغُوبٍ, is clearly, or that I did not grow tired from the creation of the heavens and earth in 6 days. That's clear repudiation and correction of the Exodus verse, which said that God, was refreshed, etc., after he rested, etc. So we've given many examples of that. Now, my question to you is, what are the top 3 objections that you've heard to this argument or our response, and how would you deal with them?
Okay, there aren't. I'm being honest. There aren't 3 objections. There's only one possible objection.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. There's only one possible objection.
Yeah.
The one, or maybe a couple. I'll go through them. They could say that when it comes to things like and no fatigue touched us. We created the heavens and earth in 6 days, and no fatigue touched us. They say, look, God, He's not, correcting the Torah. Rather, He's explaining it. He's interpreting what it says, right? And they could refer to the works of Jacob of Sarug, who says something similar. That when God, it's Syriac tradition, when God created the heavens in 6 days, right? That no fatigue touched him. He wasn't tired. This wasn't something that you can't attribute this to God. So
the one that sounded interesting, and we kind of spoke about this on the phone as well.
Yeah.
Which was, I would say that's a really weak interrogation. Like, I don't think anyone will be convinced. Yeah. Where he sounded, I've heard him say this before. I've seen a clip of him. Someone put it on my Twitter saying this, and it sounds, on face value, it sounds like an interesting interrogation, which is, he says that, well, there's a verse in what Paul says, maybe it's Corinthians, I cannot remember the book that maybe
First Corinthians, yeah.
First Corinthians, right?
Yeah.
Where he says that what no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, and that has no mind can comprehend. Right. And then they connect it to a hadith of the Prophet, and they say, وَمَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ, that no, same formulation, no eyes, no ears, but this one's heart has not got, no heart that can comprehend. And so the argument from their side is, well, this is clearly, they say, the author of the Quran, in their case, they think it's Muhammad, or the author of the hadith in this case, because it's not in the Quranic verse, it's hadith. They say the author, he copied it from Paul, and since Paul had no connection, he was someone who came afterwards, why would he have this? So what's the best response from your perspective on this?
Yeah, so this is actually an interesting one. So here they try to give a parallel intertext between Paul and the Quran to show that, look, even the very Quranic author, he's confused. He's taken from Pauline literature. He's taken from anything he hears. Now, the problem is, and Sam Shamoun, he blunders on this, is, well, we'll start, it's many layers. Number one, Paul says, as it is written. So Paul is quoting something else. As a matter of fact, Origin of Alexandria comments on this, and he says, Paul is quoting from Lost Apocrypha, right? Then it doesn't stop there. We have a similar reference in Isaiah, right? Where this language, no eyes have seen, no ears heard, and you get the point. Also,
and it's also the Gospel of Thomas, right?
Right. You have this being attributed to Jesus in saying 17 of the Gospel of Thomas. Don't confuse it with the later Gnostic infancy Gospel of Thomas. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the 1st century Logion. It's a collection of 114 sayings. Very early. As a matter of fact, some scholars date it to even before Mark, right? It's an independent tradition from the Synoptics, from Q. It's his own strain of tradition. In saying number 17, this is attributed to Jesus, where he says that the believers, as a reward in paradise, will get what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no heart was never come into any human heart, what no mind has ever imagined. Okay, so the Quran is not quoting Paul. Rather, Paul is quoting.
But this is a hadith by you keep.
Sorry.
Sorry, just a correction. It's وَمَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ is a hadith.
It's a hadith, and there's a reference in the Quran as well.
Which one?
In Surah Al-A'raf, I believe.
But it's not it's not like this formulation.
I think it's similar. I don't remember, but the point is, it's there, right, in the hadith, and that's the closer intertext.
Yeah, the hadith is very close. Yeah,
exactly. It's, I think, Sahih al-Bukhari,
it's Bukhari,
7498. 7498. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. So they say, well, look, the Quran is copying from Paul. That's not the case because Paul is quoting something else. As a matter of fact, this very idea exists in Plutarch 500 years before Paul. So I guess
Yeah.
Paul's copying from Greek texts at this point. And they shouldn't have a problem with this because their very own New Testament authors quote Apocrypha. They quote material from the Assumption of Moses. For example, in Jude, there's a story. There's a story
I'm gonna go pray and come back. All right.
about how Moses' body is being fought over by two angels. Now, this is not in the Torah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not in Exodus. It's not in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers, right? But you know where it is? It's in an earlier apocryphal text called the Assumption of Moses. Origin says Jude is quoting from the Assumption of Moses. You also have Paul, where he mentions that the two magicians at the time of Moses were called Jannes and Jambres. That's not in the Torah. But you know where it is? It's an apocryphal text called the Apocrypha of Jannes and Jambres, right? Where the
Absolutely.
two magicians are identified.
And there was something that we were discussing on the phone, which I found was very, very interesting as well. You mentioned Gregory Reynolds, and he's an Orientalist, an anti-Muslim Orientalist, and he was saying that the intertextuality between the books of Paul and the Quran Hadith was very low. In fact, can you expand on that?
No. So Gabriel Reynolds was making So what I was telling you is, Gabriel Reynolds was trying to make the case that the Quran has many intertexts with Pauline literature. But if you actually check everything, there's no connection. You'd have to reach so much to make that parallel. As a matter of fact, most of these things exist outside of Paul in the Hebrew Bible, right? The only one, and that's what I was gonna come to, right? The only one good intertext is what we just spoke about, right? It's almost identical there. But that even doesn't come from Paul. Now, what's interesting is, right, as a counter argument, if the author, right, is hearing random traditions and he's confused, right? He's just taking whatever he hears and he's thinking of scripture, right? This is implausible. Why? Because we see that the Quran has so much word for word intertext with gospel material, right?
Yeah.
With parables of Christ, right? So the Quran feels no problem to have gospel material, but it doesn't use Pauline literature at all. It doesn't use Pauline material at all. So now, if the New Testament is composed of mostly Pauline and pro-Pauline literature, why is it, or how is it that the Quran almost systematically filters that out and only has gospel literature?
So this is an excellent argument, because what you're saying is this: when you look at the books of Paul and you look at the Quran, you do not find that much intertext.
Nothing
you
at all.
find nothing. In fact, you find zero intertext. Now the point is this: if you did find that, you could still argue Paul got it from from another source. You could still make that argument, but the lack of mentions or intertext between Paul's literature and the Quran indicates that the author of the Quran, because they try and propose or suppose that Muhammad was basically hearing this stuff because he couldn't have had access to the manuscript, right? And read it and know what was Paul's works. Once again, he didn't have GPT with him. He didn't have GPT with him, did he?
Yeah.
Know what's Paul's works and what's not Paul's works and what was Paul's words and what was this words. If he copied it, the only plausible thing to say is that he heard it from somebody, etc., right? So the point is this: how come you don't find the intertext between the Quran and the Pauline literature? This is actually the Christian conundrum. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's crazy because the Quran has so much intertext with the Hebrew Bible.
Yes.
So much intertext with the gospel literature, right?
Yes.
Especially the synoptic tradition.
Yes.
Right? Which is more historical than John's literature, the Johannine literature, right? But you have absolutely no intertext with Pauline literature, which proves that the Quran systematically approaches the Torah and the gospel, right? It's not doing it randomly. It's not taking random things. There is a systematic approach, right? That's point number one. Okay. Point number two, okay, another proof is that Nobody could deny, even Orientalists will say this, the Quran has a systematic approach when it comes to freeing the prophets from major sins.
Yes.
Now, this is not once or twice. It happens
Yes.
over and over and over
Yeah.
and over again.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
the Quran is, if the author is just hearing random traditions and just nodding them down without any, he's confused, right? You wouldn't find such a systematic approach of absolving prophets of major sins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you have this systematic approach in the Quran, which proves conscious edits that he's aware of the content, and while being aware, he chooses to edit it. Now, whether the edit is true or false, or whether it's correct or wrong, it's besides the point. We're not taught, it has nothing to do with Islamic dilemma. The point is, if the author is aware of the text, yet he disagrees with the text, the Islamic dilemma fails, right? And one last objection, which is the main one, they'll say, look, well, he's not necessarily editing anything. He's just hearing those traditions that are distinct or different from the mainstream tradition, and he's noting them down, right? Or he's hearing things that he's editing, right? But he doesn't know that it's Torah and gospel, so he feels free to, just edit it as he pleases. Now the argument is this. Now, whether there's no evidence of this, but let's go with that. If he's hearing things and he doesn't know if it's Torah and gospel, so he feels free to edit it. You mean to tell me that the author risks, because he knows it could be from the Torah and the gospel, right? What he's hearing. So if he knows it could be from the Torah and the gospel, yet he feels at ease and free to edit it, then he is risking editing material that could come from the Torah and the gospel. So he doesn't need to even know that it's Torah and gospel.
That's right.
If he edits it freely, while in his own book he claims that he has no contradictions, we would expect that he is very careful in what he edits. So because he edits the material.
See, look, subhanAllah, every argument against Islam ends up being an argument for it.
Can you repeat that?
Yes.
Before that, I want to add the hadith into this discussion, okay? Which is, I think, a very important hadith here of Ibn Abbas. It's in Bukhari, actually. Yeah. So they try and suppose that nobody had this view. I think this is, a lot of them do this, right? As if we all believe that the Bible today, or the Torah and Injil, in all of its, every scholar in Islamic history believed that it's fully preserved, which is absolutely, as we've mentioned, false. As we've read, I can even read it in Arabic here. Look, Ibn Hajar mentions, for example, وقد صرح كثير من أصحابنا بأن اليهود والنصارى بدلوا التوراة والإنجيل وأفرعوا على ذلك جواز امتحان أوراقها. Actually, this is what Ibn Hajar says in Fath al-Bari, which is very interesting. He says that our friends, our companions, meaning the Shafi'is, right, said that both the Jews and the Christians have distorted their texts, and they changed it. Yes. وَفَرَّعُوا عَلَى ذَلِكَ, and they even, so it came out that the hukum, he's saying, the Shafi'i say, you can desecrate it. That's how bad it is. Some verse of the Bible, you can desecrate them. Imtihan awraqiha. Now, obviously, we wouldn't do that to how many of our Christians. He's just saying this is the extent to it. Now, Ibn Abbas says the following, Bukhari hadith. In Bukhari, Ibn Abbas was considered to be huge companion in terms of knowledge of the Quran. He said this: why do you ask the people of the scripture about anything while your book, the Quran, which has been revealed to Allah's messenger, is newer and the latest? You read it pure, undistorted, and unchanged, and Allah has told you that the people of the scriptures, Jews and Christians, changed their scripture and distorted it and wrote the scripture with their own hands. It is from Allah. To sell it for a little gain. Does not the knowledge which has come to you prevent you from asking them about anything? No, by Allah, we have seen any man from among them regarding what has been revealed to you. Okay. Now, this is clear to me. And just like that, I was explaining to the guys that I know there's difference of opinion, that some scholars, we have to admit and agree, because some people undermine it too much and they say they don't admit and agree, that there are some scholars who believed in a preserved Torah and Injil at the time of the Prophet. Okay, we admit that. There are some scholars who believe that. But there are other scholars, and we just read now, what do you call it, Ibn Hajar clearly saying that there's other scholars that said, no, the Torah and Injil have been changed in entirety. Ibn Hazm is another good example of that. Ibn Kathir is a great example of that in chapter 5, verse 13, 14, 15. Yeah, he mentions clearly. I can read it out if somebody wants. I can read, no problem. Let me give you an example, right? So I've got these quotations, yeah? Like, okay, this is a Tabari actually. He says, what? فَأَلْحَقُوا فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. They brought in وَأَحْدَثُوا مِنْ كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. They brought into Allah's book that which is not in it. Okay, this is, by the way, a tafsir of chapter 3 verse 78. وَإِنَّ فَرِيقًا مِّنْهُمْ لا يلوون ألسنتهم بالكتاب لتحسبوه من الكتاب وما هو من الكتاب ويقولون هو من عند الله وما هو من عند الله ويفترون على الله الكذب وهم يعلمون. Yeah, this is chapter 3 verse 78. Now I know there are some people that say tahrifun ma'nawiyun, etc., etc. It's not interpreted, but there are other scholars who say no, actually this is a tahrif lafzi. They use the Quran. Now, Jam'ul Adillah, the scholars of Islam, they look at what you call Jam'ul Adillah. They bring all the dalil together and they come to conclusion. Like, for example, chapter 2, verse 79. فَوَيْلٌ لِلَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ ثُمَّ يَقُولُونَ هَذَا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ لِيَشْتَرُوا بِهِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا فَوَيْلٌ لَهُم مِّمَّا كَتَبَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَوَيْلٌ لَهُم مِّمَّا يَكْسِبُونَ. That verse very clearly is talking about some kind of change going on. At-Tabari mentions, as you know, that it's tahrifun lafzi. It's actually a word change. Yes, this applies only to the Jews in this verse, but there is precedent in the Quran. So when the scholars look at all of it, they realize, okay, this is tahrifun lafzi. There are some scholars, probably the minority, I haven't done an istiqra, to be honest, but it's very difficult to do istiqra, which is to look at every single scholar, what their opinion is. Some scholars considered that there was a preserved Torah and Injil at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that there was some kind of preserved one. I find that that's a very unusual opinion, to be honest with you, and there's no manuscript or historical evidence for that one. What's easier is just to say itlaq al-kull al-juz, which is to say itlaq al-kull al-juz, to say that the Quran, just like in human language, yeah, it uses the whole to signify the part in many places. And I gave the examples. جعلوا أصابعهم في آذانهم واستغشوا ثيابهم. They put their fingers in their ears. It's not the whole finger you're putting in. It's a part of the finger. That's one. Another one is فَاسْأَلُوا الْقَرْيَةَ. And there are many, many examples. They're not coming to my mind right now. But there are many examples of Quran where the juz is, or the part, the whole is being used to signify a part. Let me give you an example. The people maybe will benefit from an example. Is it jaiz? Is it allowed? Yeah. If I'm reading just Surah Al-Falaq, to say I'm reading the Quran, if Ali Dawah is reading Surah Al-Falaq, is it jaiz? Is it allowed for me to read the Quran?
Absolutely.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
If he's just reading Surah Al-Falaq, one aspect of the Quran, one small surah of the Quran, if I say he's reading the Quran, okay. فَلْيَحْكُمْ أَهْلُ الْإِنْجِيلِ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ فَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ كَافِرُونَ ظَالِمُونَ. All of those verses that indicate that there's some aspect of Torah that is still intact, or some law that's still intact, no problem, akhi. We don't have an issue. Totem pro parte. Totem pro parte is using the whole to signify a part. This is an established principle in language. England won the football match. Not everybody in England won the football match. America won the gold medal. Or the Americans won, USA won the gold medal. It doesn't mean everyone has got a gold medal around the neck of the United States of America, 300 million people. It's dumb. Yeah. So people need to understand that in order to find a contradiction in something, yeah, there has to be no interpretation which violates that. There's a makhraj, there's a ta'wil, يحتمل التأويل. There's no interpretation. There's only one interpretation, قطعي. If you want an undercut for Islam, you cannot have something with multiple interpretations. Yeah.
Not only that, Surah Ala.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you read the surah towards the ends, Allah talks about many things, etc.
Yeah.
Then it comes to verse 70, and then it says, although the hereafter is better than and more lasting.
Yeah.
This is indeed written in the former ancient scriptures.
Yeah.
And the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa,
yeah.
which means what? That the things that Allah mentions Surah Ala,
yeah,
they're saying the similar things were written in the previous scriptures, which Allah's affirming that this here may have been in the previous scriptures.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So Allah talks about that in many
You're right.
places as well.
You're absolutely right, akhi.
Do you think we should get some Christian callers?
I don't know if there's anyone with
Do you think if there is anyone, what do you think?
What do you think, Orthodox? You want to take a couple of callers?
That's fine. I'm no problem. Yeah.
Any Christian who wants to talk about this so-called the Christian conundrum can come out, and Orthodox is going to have a good time, and Ali maybe as well. But let's say I want Orthodox I want the people to see Orthodox's debating skills because he's very good, mashallah. Let's get some, maybe one or two guys. We could call it
so only Christian guys, no Muslims, please. Yeah, no Muslims.
Yeah, not even just Christian. It could be a Jew, could be atheist, anybody who thinks this is a good argument. Yeah, no problem, please.
So if there's any Christians watching this,
this is the main argument: anti-Islamic apologetics. This is the main argument. This is they think this undoes Islam. They think this is the strongest argument against Islam. The guy came on PPT podcast and said, if you want to really undo Islam, it's got to be this. Grapus is using it. Apus, he told me, Libiano was telling me they're all using it.
But they're not that confident. He didn't turn up. None of them turned up today.
Yeah,
none of them turned up. But it can't be the best argument, bro. How are you going to come to the fight with your best argument and you don't even come to the fight?
This is the best argument. This is the best argument. Let's see if any. See, no, subhanAllah, no.
There's no one coming.
No one's coming on.
No one's coming. That's not the best argument.
I think they know this. Do you know what? Just submit.
We will not let you on.
You got to show your face. You got to show your face.
And not only that, bro. Not only that. Tell them to do the specific sign because they use images.
Do a specific sign. Show your face and do your sign. Yeah.
Do this.
Do this for instance, Shamoun. Do this. Do this.
Only Christians, no Muslims, guys. Please, we don't want Muslims coming.
It could be Christian, Jew, anything, atheist.
Christian, atheist, Jew, whatever it is for that matter, inshallah.
Anyone who wants to use this argument.
How many people watching that? 2,100 amazing people watching, inshallah. Subscribe to the Orthodox Muslim channel, guys, if you want to watch debates and discussions and learn about Christianity.
Orthodox Muslim.
The Orthodox Muslim. Check them out on TikTok. Dean responds.
Dean responds.
As well. Orthodox Muslim on TikTok, on YouTube.
Ali Dawah.
Ali needs Dawah is here with Mohammed Hijab
and
Zishan Niqab. Let's go, guys. Okay.
And John Fontaine,
the whole Hisham, Hashim, Mansour, everybody. Daniel Hakikaju. Jake Metaphysician. Farid responds. Alhamdulillah. They're very sorry. Very good. Very hadith, isn't he? Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
MashaAllah. Omar Sulaiman.
Omar Sulaiman, yep. Sulaiman Mufti Meng for heart warmers. You know, alhamdulillah, half listeners. No, Khan is good with Quran, alhamdulillah. Yes, very good Quran. I've heard from him as well.
Zakir Naik.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And yeah, please don't mention someone. Won't even go there.
The top one is Ahmad Didat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wallah.
Yeah, so I would say 100%.
Well, I was just watching. I was actually watching my son. His debates. We were both really enjoying it, man. Yeah. He was the man. Wallah. He was the original. He was he made this all possible for
100%. Allah, bro, he gave me the confidence. I'll be honest with you, man. He amazed me actually when I was looking at Islam. He amazed me with his confidence. I was like, what's
Zakir Naik as well. Zakir Naik as well.
Okay, guys, look, in the next 1-2 minutes, if nobody comes, we're going to end the show. Yeah. But we'll wait one caller.
Oh, someone's coming. Okay, stick his glasses off. He's taking his glasses. Come on.
Why is his glasses?
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's going on?
Wait, am I even on?
All right,
By the way, guys.
Israel, yeah?
By the way, I'm sorry, guys. I'm Muslim. I just had to.
Oh, okay. I was getting excited. Second.
I'm sorry.
Oh. No, we love you, brother. Yeah. That was Zishan that did that. Sorry, but we've got limited time. We love you, brother.
Blame Zishan. Unsubscribe to his channel. Smart Agenda.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Who's this man? It says new person.
Smart Agenda.
Guys, show your faces, please, and do the thing sign, Shamoun sign.
Who else we got? Who else should we endorse today? Who else has got good stuff?
No, let's stop there before we start endorsing. Already made me endorse.
Who else? Who else should we endorse? So no one wants to come. Oh, Chris, come on, Chris. Is that the guy from Speaker's Corner?
Oh no, he's something interesting.
Come on, Chris. How are you, Chris? Put your face on there. I want to see you.
Come on, Chris. You want something? I'll give it to you.
He's a good man. I think is he respectful? He is.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
None of them. None of them.
He's a respectful man.
No.
Is he not?
I disrespect you.
I've seen him a couple of times.
All right, guys. Who's coming next? We're gonna end it.
Just put your finger. The plumber's there. Oh my God, the plumber. let's bring the plumber on straight. Show your camera first. Show your camera. Are you the plumber? Are you the guy? Are you the guy that apparently did this awful act?
No, it's good. How many people?
Allah, also Turkey.
Yeah. May Allah bless him.
Be on the same.
Said, okay. Early people who believe that, or said, or have an opinion attributed to them that the Torah and the Gospel are preserved. Okay. Now we know that this idea that the Torah and the Gospel are textually corrupted, this idea is preserved in non-Muslim sources very early on, right? So we have.
There's a guy there. Sorry to cut you off, bro. Now, actually, finish your point. There's a guy called GG. Is there?
Sure. You
No,
could
but
just
just
bring
let
him
him.
up.
Yeah.
You could just bring him up. Yeah.
She'll bring it. But before we bring him on, a couple of other guys. Othman Farouk, he's brilliant as well.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Muslim, yes.
Who else we got? Muslim Lantern.
Yeah.
But I like the guy, mashallah. He's, I spoke to him.
Oh yeah,
multiple times.
he's mashallah very good.
Who else we got? I can't mention everyone, guys. I might forget. Wallahi.
Mansour Hashim.
Mansour Hashim. These are the top. These are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
These are the guys that are consistent, akhi. These are the top, man.
Yeah.
Mashallah. Abdurrahim Green.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yes, pioneers.
Abbas. Yeah. Wallah, I like this guy.
Imran,
Dr. Imran. He actually helps me with medical stuff as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Mashallah.
The guy is free of charge. Nothing. He's
Yeah.
an amazing guy. And to be fair, like you guys, and Dean, they spent a lot of time speaking to me about this thing.
Yeah.
Bring them, GG. Go ahead, GG. You have 2 minutes to make your point. Go ahead.
It's Jason Burns. I've debated you years ago, Mohammed.
Oh yeah, I know you. How you doing, man? Long time, Joseph. Long time. How's life?
Are you all right? I won't come on. I'll just come on a minute.
Oh, you all right? Yeah. How's the family? How's everyone?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I want you to go head to head with Orthodox Muslim.
This guy's come on my channel before.
Yeah, no.
He's a nice guy. I don't think he was rude, is he?
Well, he's not rude, but he's a little bit insufferable.
All right. Do you know what, Jason? No. Let's be nice to him. He's very respectful now. Let's get 2 minutes to Jason. Jason, right?
Yeah.
Is it top G, Jason?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes uninterrupted. Please go ahead.
If you read this book here, The Sealed Nectar, it's by Sarif Rahman. Can't pronounce his name, but it's a really good biography of Muhammad. There is a map which he shows here. If you look at the map, on the side there where Medina is and Mecca, all the trade routes are there, and there was trade routes going up to Ethiopia, Egypt, Byzantine Empire. So number one, there was all these tribes, different tribes, Jewish tribes and Christian tribes, even like 100 years before Muhammad, and then coming up to Muhammad. And they were well in contact with people who knew Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the Torah of the 5 books of Moses. So that's the historical background of the time of Muhammad. Secondly, in this book here, Bukhari, it's the edited version, chapter 1. There's a talk about the Byzantine king who they met in Jerusalem, and the companions met in Jerusalem, and so they would have met Christians who had who would have had the 4 Gospels there. Then there are companions, people. For example, when Muhammad came from the cave, he met a monk, and the monk confirmed that he was a prophet, and he was doing translation, I think, of the Gospels in Hebrew. So you have all this context. Where you have this historical context of people believing in the 5 books of Moses and Torah, the four Gospels, all over.
Jason, just finish the sentence, Jason.
So you've got all this. So you've got to provide a manuscript. It's not good saying to us, show us the evidence. All the historical evidence is there. You've got to deal with history, not just the Islamic.
Thank you very much for that.
But the history.
Orthodox, please respond to this man.
So I don't know if GG podcast, maybe you're a bit confused, sir, but we don't think that there is an alternative Torah and gospel. As a matter of fact, we generally confirm the Torah and the Gospel in the hands of the Jews and the Christians in the 7th century. I agree that they were probably reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or maybe something like the Diatessaron of Tatian. And the Torah was the 5 books, and the Torah is also used equivocally in the Quran. For example, Isaiah 42 is quoted as the Torah. But yeah, sir, just get to the point. Yes, the Torah and the Gospel are the Gospel is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Torah is generally the Old Testament books. What's the argument now?
So you're gonna do circular reasoning, because the Quran tells you to go and read the Quran tells you to go and read the Injil and the Torah to check if Muhammad is a true prophet. So if you go to the patriarch Timothy, who was round about 771, and the debates between the Caliph and the patriarch there, that one of the things, the debates that they were saying is, they were saying that the Caliph of that time was saying that Muhammad is in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then the patriarch said, no, he's not. So the argument then came from the Caliph and the scholars of that time. Well, the Bible must have been changed. So now you're involved in circular reasoning, because
So
if you do go back to the Bible,
what's
if you're saying, wait a minute, you're saying
just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. What's the circle?
The circle is
I don't think you know what circular reasoning is.
The circle is the Quran is true because the Quran is true. That's
no,
the
I didn't say the Quran is true because the Quran is true.
It is because what you do.
I never made that claim.
No, but this is the logical conclusion of what you're doing.
Mohammed Hijab, have you heard an argument yet? Still waiting for an argument.
No, I'm not going to get involved in this, because
I think
I want you to go finish him off. Sorry, just finish this off. It'll take about, I think, 1 more minute with Mr. Jason.
I think he's arguing.
He's a nice brother. I think he's been very respectful.
So, it's okay. Yeah,
he's only arguing. He's arguing with you. He's arguing with you.
So Gigi, is there an argument? Because I didn't make the assertion that the Quran is true because the Quran is true. Rather, you're making that assertion. Now, are you trying to say that the Quran itself doesn't say the Torah and the Gospel are textually corrupted? Is that what you're saying?
I think the Quran, if you look at the overall verses of the Quran, and even the verse that you were quoting, I was just looking at the scholars on the that you were referring to. If you go to Surah 378, I was just looking at all the scholars while you were talking.
Before Surah,
not one of them, not one of those scholars.
Before you quote any verse, can I know your assertion? Are you saying that the Quran is saying that the Torah and the Gospel are not textually corrupted?
I'm saying that the Quran teaches clearly that the Bible has not been corrupted. There are many verses.
Perfect.
The verse that you were quoting in your conversation, I looked at all the tafsir just now, and they're all saying.
Just wait. I didn't quote any verse.
Let me just finish.
But I didn't quote a verse. You're dealing with things that I didn't mention a verse.
No,
so
I'm
good.
using.
Now we got just one second. We got the assertion. Now I understand your claim. Let's deal with the claim. All right. Here's my response. Now I want this to be a flowing conversation. Does the Quranic author interact with material found in the Torah and the Gospel? Gigi?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, for example, when he's narrating the story found in Exodus, was it Exodus 3 or 4? In Exodus, you have an identical narration there. So in Exodus, it says, Moses, pick up the stick, or throw the stick, turns into a snake, pick it back up, turns back into a stick, put your hand in your cloak. Moses puts his hand in his cloak. Take it out. So up until here, the Torah and the Quran are identical in what they narrate regarding the story. Now, the Torah says when Moses took out his hand, it came out white and leprous. It was blemished. The Quran says it came out white and not leprous. Do you agree that the Quran consciously edits Exodus?
Right. Can I answer in my own words now, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. When you read those verses, there is obviously editing, but you're making a historical fallacy. And the historical fallacy that you're making is you have to provide evidence, manuscript evidence. The manuscript evidence before the Quran is we don't have any manuscripts, the Dead Sea Scrolls, whatever, of these editing that you're saying. Okay, so we have that evidence before, and you're making a historical mistake that you're not providing any any manuscript evidence for this editing in terms of Hebrew manuscripts or any other manuscripts.
Okay.
We
Okay,
have the
cool.
manuscripts before.
Okay, cool.
I think
So
also
just before
use the word if you use the word.
one sec, here, let me just say something. So
Yeah.
Gigi, do you agree, before we get into whether the correction is right or wrong historically, do you agree the author consciously edits Exodus?
When you say consciously edited, I would say I would refine it and say that I wouldn't use the word edited. I would like to use the word what a word would be partly plagiarized, and then
But he's
put in
aware
some
of it,
legendary
right?
elements.
He's aware of it and he disagrees with it, right?
Oh yes, I would agree with that. Yes.
All
yes.
right. Thank you for conceding the Islamic dilemma. You disagreed that the author is aware of the text, yet he disagrees with what the text says, right?
Right.
Thank you for conceding the Islamic dilemma.
I don't see where
you just told us that the Quranic author thinks everything in the Torah and the Gospel is true. Then you just now conceded that the Quran disagrees with what the Torah and the Gospel say consciously. So he doesn't think that everything in there is true.
Jason, have you got any final points on this?
Okay, the point that I would get is you're missing a larger volume of scholarship and the totality of the scholarship. You're taking one verse and you're making that point. I would say if you read Surah 348, Surah 66:12, I've got all these verses here at the back of my Quran, and what I would say is, in my mind, this is my theory, is that Mohammed or the editors, they were hearing from different Christians, and they took various bits of it, and some of it they misunderstood, and they put that in it. So you have Gnostic Gospels are actually quoted at the end. That's
tangential. You're not interacting with what I'm saying.
No, I am. What I'm trying to say is your argument fails.
Gigi, just one second. You don't even understand your own premise. You are asserting that the Torah and the Gospel, according to the Quranic author, are preserved, inspired, and true. You just now conceded, and I don't even think you realize, it went over your head, that the author hears a tradition that Moses took out his hand and it was blemished. Is that correct?
I hear what you're saying, but you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Answer me yes. I'm continuing.
I understand. We get the editing.
Just wait. He takes out his hand and it's blemished. Correct, Gigi?
Yeah, but you don't understand what I'm saying.
And does he disagree with that?
I'll answer you, but can I answer Mohammed Hijab after he said that, please?
Yeah, please go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you call it, Libiano? Let him say what he needs to say.
Sure.
Can I just answer you, and then I'll listen to what you got to say?
Sure.
Wait a minute. You got all this scholarship of Jesus and the Torah in surahs. Surah 348 is an example. Then you've got scholarship about Torah and the Gospel that is unchanged in Surah 30, 34, 31. There's a whole chunk of scriptures there, and then you got another scriptures of Muhammad the Quran quotes and appeals to the Torah and the Gospels in Surah 53:3. So you've got about 30 scriptures here that are quoting the Injil and Torah. So I believe that there was a clear understanding of the four Gospels. However, I believe there were other people around who were giving stories to Muhammad, and he took them as well, and he changed and edited certain things. But he had a clear understanding of the four Gospels and Torah, because in the Christian paradigm in Ethiopia and Egypt and other places, they had this idea of Torah and Gospel. So yes, there was Torah and Gospel, and yes, there was editing, but that doesn't prove your point that give you
updated. Okay, that's number one. So the very Orientalist scholarship you're appealing to, Nicholas Sinai says that view is outdated. Nobody takes it seriously anymore. That's point number one. Point number two, even granted, you have now abandoned the Islamic dilemma. The Islamic dilemma is the assertion that the Torah and the Gospel are, according to the author, are preserved textually. But you just now admitted to us here, that the author is disagreeing with the text. So he can't be preserving it, or he can't be thinking that it's absolutely preserved. Now let's see what Nicholas Sinai says. He says, right here in his book, The Quran, A Historical Critical Introduction, on page 142, he says, reading it almost instinctively alongside the Bible and biblically based traditions, 19th and early 20th century European scholars did not always succeed in resisting the temptation to view the Islamic scripture as a derivative text that was either found to replicate earlier ideas or else dismissed as inadvertently garbling them. Such reductionism can now squarely be regarded as outdated, just as the writings compiled in the Hebrew Bible harness and deployed ideas current in their environment in order to articulate the distinctive and theological, anthropological messages, so that the Quran proceeds in relation to earliest Jewish and Christian lore. This does not, however, invalidate the veritable treasure trove of correspondence.
Wait.
The gospel.
How are you, Steve? What country are you calling from? Yeah, what country are you in?
I'm good. I'm calling from Kenya. I'm good.
Where?
I'm calling from Kenya.
Oh, how
From
are you, my
Kenya.
friend? Kenya, beautiful country. I want to come and visit you one day.
Some early scholars, some early salaf took for enter it,